Quick and easy video?
Oh, well now it's ruined.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Junkyard Digs. Today you join myself, Angus, and my brother's 63 Ford Galaxie that's been sitting for a couple years, and he wants this sucker back up and running, so that is what we're going to do today. My wife is like 10 days from giving birth to our daughter, so we need something quick and easy, and this should be just that. Hopefully. Mr. Goose.
That's my name, don't wear it out.
How are you today?
Doing good. What a beautiful day we have today.
It is a beautiful day. For the first time all summer, we have nice weather, and it isn't 106. It has been so damn hot. Yeah, we got a cold front coming through, and it is a beautiful 75 out right now. Look at us, we're getting old, talking about the weather. Regardless of that, what we're here for today is this. This is my brother's 63 Galaxie that he bought. He's driven it for a couple years, but it's been sitting. He says it needs some front end work, some U-joints, something like that. We don't know. He had to come up to North Iowa to go to the courthouse. He dropped us off here and said, here, drive that to Ames and fix it. Good luck. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's take a look at this thing. Jesse bought this for like $2,000 a few years ago, and it's got some sweet patina. Under the hood, we have a 289 with a 2-barrel. Real simple driveline. Lots of parts available for this, so ideal first old car in that sense. Also in a Ooga horn.
Noot, noot.
We got to see if that works, obviously. This thing has a cool story, though. This was the driver's ed car in... Oh, put it on the screen, Jesse. I don't remember what town it was, but it was a driver's ed car. And then the engine blew up, so the shop class rebuilt it out of like random leftover parts they had from other cars, threw that motor together with bits and pieces, and it's been running and driving like that for a long time.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a stock car, you know?
It does, it does. You know what I think this needs? I've been saying it for years.
Some livery on the
Some
side?
livery, yeah. It needs like 289 cubic inches on the hood. I don't know, maybe we convince him to do that.
Maybe we don't ask him.
There you go.
Ow! Echo!
Anyway,
we're gonna need a battery.
Ooh, I must have loaned him a nice brand new 2-barrel at some point. I think it moved within the last year, so it shouldn't be that bad.
Oh yeah, he drove this to your wedding last year.
Oh, yeah, okay, so it's been sitting for a year. All right, let's throw a battery at it. Ooh, seat's seen better days.
Yeah, it's going, isn't it?
Yeah, too bad we didn't know how to order a seat cover in time. You know.
We'll stop at Walmart on the way back. Oh, what a comfy automobile.
Give her a try. See what she'll do. Alright. Some pumpies. Oh. Let's see if we got any fuel. I don't think we have anything yet. Go ahead. It's not pulling up anything.
You know, he did mention that when he parked it, it was very low on gas.
I'd say. I think it's maybe even lower than very low.
You're not saying it's empty.
Maybe. There's a chance.
Am I cool like Jesse yet?
Open the 500 hole. Hey, oh, that's really inconvenient. This is worse than behind the license plate. I didn't think they'd be able to pull that off. They found a way regardless, those funny Ford engineers. Here's a Galaxie 500, which means, well, not a lot to us, huh?
No.
I was gonna say, it's loaded, but loaded wasn't really an option back then. Maybe it had better seats and more chrome trim. I don't know. This thing's at the very cusp of the beginning of when I can make myself care about old cars. And I'm sure some people scoff at that, but really 63 prior, they don't do it for me. Angus loves them.
I do.
But
I'm scoffing at you right now.
Angus is a wrinkly old man inside, so.
And outside.
Alright, let's see if this makes a difference. Let's give her a little shot to the heart. Oh, well, we've skipped prime and went straight to flooded. Good, should have plenty. Oh, I hear accelerator pump. I think. Oh yeah, look at that. I mean, what do you expect for a brand new carburetor? Well, now what? We just leave?
Yeah, do the brakes work, I guess?
I have no idea. I hope so.
Well, they'll either work or they won't.
Yeah, that's kind of an all or nothing scenario there. If I remember right, the brake lights never work. He never fixed them. I see a coolant leak coming out the top of the motor there. I see coolant on top of our timing cover and none in the radiator. So no luck on a wing nut, but I did find a gallon of coolant. Yay! It's like this has been a known problem. In you go. We got one header leak on this side. All right. See if she moves? Yep. Weird stuff happening. Look at these brakes. I'm not touching the gas.
That's so weird.
How come when I turn the wheel, the engine speeds up?
Is there a little dash pot run by pressure on there?
Oh, there is.
Yeah, there totally is. There's a little solenoid that kicks the throttle up whenever you use the power steering.
You're kidding.
I'm not. You should see it. It's wild.
Alright, well, this appears to work in more ways than we ever anticipated or hoped for. Give it a quick rinse and hit the road?
I guess?
I can't see freaking shit out of this thing. Bath time. Wow. Become clean. Like that water. Look how they pinstripe over the primer fender. Like, there's still great patina under this primer, but they just pinstripe right over the primer. Maybe we try to sand some of that patina back out of it?
Maybe.
Oh goody, there's already a Junkyard Digs sticker on it. We're set.
Yeah, I don't know why we were worried.
This will drive an hour, no problem. Okay, let's top the fuel off a little more and get the hell out of here. Ready for this?
I suppose.
Me too. Like also. The worst part is, when I do this, that noise you hear, I feel in my pedal as well.
Good. Yeah, that's not you, homie.
Yeah, there you go.
God.
Oh, I hate that.
What a jalopy.
Hey, the speedometer works though.
That's good. We're gonna need that, maybe.
Dude, the front tires are pointing random directions. I can feel it. What's that noise? You hear that? Oh, anyway, the front alignment's so bad. Look at this. I can feel it pulling the car all over the place.
Good, good.
Oh, God. Jesse was driving this thing. If I let it go to the left any, it dives to the left. We're gonna die. Okay. 65 miles to the shop.
Yay.
Odometer reads 130,849. The fuel gauge still says empty. And the temp gauge still says full. That'll probably change. Whew. Ah. Alright, finally off the gravel onto the hard pack. Damn it. It hits the mirror. Hey, that little 289 ain't bad. Oh boy. This steering's real loose. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. He was driving this willingly? I'm gonna let go. It went left that time. I was going, Jesus. These tires must be pointing at each other. And it's going to the right again. And back to the left. What the hell? Does this have any tie rods in the front, you think?
Well, I suppose it has at least some.
Whoa.
They feel like a suggestion at this point, though.
Look at this. That's horrible. I can get a quarter of a turn before it does anything. Steering. Top
Steering,
of the list.
number one.
Front end needs redone.
Uh-huh.
I don't really hear the clunk he was talking about in the U-joints. Just do a general inspection underneath, assuming we survive. Temp gauge does work, speedometer works, fuel gauge does not work. Honestly, I can't even think about anything right now. I'm too scared.
Yeah, me too.
This is horrible. Drifting. There we go.
So no interstate, right?
Jesus Christ. Absolutely not. We're only doing 50 and this is horrifying. This thing doesn't even have seat belts.
Oh yeah, because it's a 63.
60 miles left. Oh. noise. You hear it echoing?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. It's definitely something. Oh, get to the shop, get up on the lift and figure it out. Oh, no crop duster this time. Also, the corn incredibly more brown than just a couple weeks ago.
I guess they shouldn't have crop dusted it so hard, huh?
Done 15 miles, I think. I don't know, my math ain't great. But things are going good. Or actually, like, ride's very smooth. No shakes or vibrations, surprisingly. It's not doing a ton of RPM. Little 2-barrel 289. Probably getting pretty good mileage. It's comfy. It's really not a terrible little cruiser.
No, it doesn't stink or nothing. It's good.
The one thing I hate is this part. Man, what a beautiful day. It's about time we got some damn good weather. Oh, there's a nice green field. We'll film that instead.
Wow.
Wow.
Beans.
Alright. 30 miles done now. Things are going really relatively okay. That one road, the first one we were on, it had those strips in it, and it must have been just wider than the car, so it was pulling it all over the place. It doesn't really do that anymore. It's better. The brakes still need some attention. The steering definitely needs attention, but it's not as bad as I thought at first.
I've been in worse.
Above all else, though, man, dude, this 289, it's a good running little motor.
Yeah?
What do you think this little 2-barrel's got in it? That's on the wood. I don't think we... There we go.
Ah.
That's much better. Oh, all 3 gears work. I think it's got a C4. I don't think it would have originally. It says Cruise-O-Matic on here.
Oh, yeah.
It's got drive in green, and then low. Alright, we made up a list as we're going.
Yep, we got steering box, steering components, alignment, all that stuff we've talked about. Hey, do the wipers work?
Oh, I don't know. Let's see.
Wiper bushings.
We don't have a horn, but we do have an emergency bell. Get out of the way! Wait a minute. I figured it'd be way too late in the season to see one of these. I haven't seen one of these in weeks. But check it out. A crop duster again.
So you took the long way around, huh?
Does that mean we're about to get juiced?
Let's not get juiced. We should go.
In other news, we've done 60 miles and we're almost to the shop. In fact, we're 10 miles out. So let's put the hammer down and we'll see you there.
That's why I bought this car.
Hey, Jesse, you're finally
No
here.
worries.
Yeah, surprisingly, your car did make it here. So
That's terrifying.
that's
At least
you're telling me I was driving.
yeah, I put about 1,000 miles on this car.
Jesus
Why?
Christ! All right, let's get this thing up the lift and start with the front end. That thing is greasy. Motor doesn't really leak much.
Transseal kind of does.
The power steering does. Well, that's for sure. Looks like it's leaked since about 71.
It does have new shocks up front. Let's give him a little bit of credit.
Oh.
He didn't buy a complete piece of junk. I'll give you $20 for it right
Also,
No.
no rust on the floors.
now. Oh, yeah.
Despite the trunk being so bad, this is in phenomenal shape, which makes no sense. Our trans output seal leaks a bunch, and our pinion seal leaks a bunch. The drive shaft is soaked from head to toe for some reason. There's a bunch of fluid slung right here in the middle. That's kind of weird. There is a bit of play, so that we do need to replace that U-joint, but that's not our noise. Yeah, the trans output seal, trans output bushing could be better. Still not our ding 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 noise though. Oh, is that the bearings?
That might be the spider gears.
Oh yeah, hear that? That's a lot of noise. Where is our steering box? Oh my god, I found it. Oh my god.
Oh no.
that is not supposed to do that. I wondered if it was that, because that's actually a common failure on all these, and the solution is to delete the power steering. Or find, I'm assuming, unobtainium parts? I don't know. My God, how did we live? Holy crap, dude.
That is no bueno.
Jesus. Okay, good news, bad news. Good news, they can get the new control valve that we need. Bad news, it's either $600 or $1,000. Alternative solution that I do know exists. Ta-da, you can get one of these. This goes in place of that control valve and just locks it out so that it's manual steering, which I believe is what that box is anyway. It's manual steering with a boost cylinder on it. It's still $170. Aha! Here we go. Here's a way better solution. Instead of a $1,000 valve or a $170 piece to delete the power steering, turns out O'Reilly sells a rebuild kit for $31. This looks like it has everything we're going to need in it, so let's go ahead and get that ordered, as well as a brake light switch, timing cover gasket set, U-joints. I think we've got some extra U-joints and wheel cylinders sitting around, so I'm going to get this order in, and once those are here, we should be able to get going on this thing. Parts are here. We need to remove this guy right hither, which is just bolted on to the end of this
Center link.
center link, yeah.
Yep, it's like a tie rod end, but with more science.
But with hydraulics, yeah. How's it going, Goose?
Good, I'm on the last line. It's been a bit of a bear getting in here, getting these hydraulic lines off. Not a fan of 60's hydraulics engineers. Peppers.
Great news for you. They're all dead.
That was very rude, Jesse, but I do rejoice at that.
Jesus. Meanwhile, Jesse is repacking the front bearings. I could have got the bearing packer out and used that, but I figured he should learn to do it by hand. Our front drums and shoes and everything and wheel cylinders were already replaced. We pulled this off to inspect that. It all looked good, so that's back on. Once we get that sucker off, we can start digging into
The valve.
Surely that'll be really easy.
Certainly, certainly.
All right, coming down to the final bits here. Turns out, and we would have never known this if it wasn't falling out, there's a roll pin that sticks right here at the edge of this. So, as you can see, that thing was falling out and had some damage to it. Oh, there she goes. All right.
What a beautiful contraption.
Throw that in a bucket of gas for a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, it turns out our loose part, not the ball and socket, the actual mechanism. All right, we're waiting for our steering valve to clean up in the bucket of gasoline. Thought we'd come in here and get our new wheel cylinder in place. So all we have to do for this is pop our springs out of the way. Just let those two hang. We're gonna come down here. This is both something that's good to remove so we can get it cleaned up, and also it makes this easier. So we're gonna take our star wheel out. Yeah, definitely needs a little cleaning, a little lubrication. Pull our adjuster cable down, slide this out of the way, pull our pins, unbolt the wheel cylinder, and we're good to go. While Angus unbolts that and gets the new one bolted in place, I'll go clean these up, and we just throw this back together. Hit it with a little brake clean, get some dust and dirt and grease off of it, and that's all it takes to do wheel cylinders. It's real easy.
Smooth.
We probably needed that.
Yep. All right, there's our wheel cylinder. Good job, little fella. You've served your purpose. You too, Jesse.
I guess I'll put myself in the trash too. Alrighty, and with the old ones out, now we can put the new one in. And it is as easy as that. See? Ta-da.
We should probably put some bolts on that too.
Nah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Why would we?
There we go. Perfect. We've got our drum brake on. Now we can go ahead and move on to our lines. That did snap off when we went to go take off the back.
Little corrody, so we're gonna run a new line on our rear axle. There is newer brake line running the length of the car to the rear axle, so we're just gonna finish that off real quick.
Yeah, it looks like people really came through and just like did the parts that were the most bad. Like this wheel cylinder's new, that one's not.
Yeah. All right, brake lines. It's been a few episodes since we've done brake lines on the channel, but let's do a quick recap and show you how we do it here in the shop. First of all, you're gonna need some new brake line. I've already removed the old crusty line. You'll know it's bad by the way it's terrible. We've got this off of Amazon. We do have a preferred type of brake line that we get. It's this copper nickel variant, and we've got a link down in the description of the exact kit that we buy for brake line. So to start, you got a roll. We're gonna need to straighten that. We've got a tool for it. This is a line straightener. This might be a little frivolous, but if you do a lot of brake lines, it sure is nice for making nice, clean, crisp looking brake lines. You're just gonna unwind your spool into its squiggly shape. We're just gonna feed the line into it until we can get it all the way through. And we're just gonna run it up and down our section of line until our line is relatively straight. You know, a couple passes, boom, that's as straight as we're gonna need to make a nice, clean line. I'm gonna slip one of these on before I forget it. Shoop. Now, we're gonna need to flare the end of this line. And guess what? We have a tool for that too. This right here is our Capri brake flaring tool. This does 3/16 line. It's a die type flarer. Now, this thing is super easy to use. We like it a lot here in the shop because we can use it on the car or on the go. It's very small, it's very portable. Honestly, it's fantastic. It does great flares and it's really easy to use. So to start with, there's this peephole with a marking line on the side. You're gonna line the edge of your straightened brake line up with that. Just make sure, it's gonna be tough to see in this lighting, but we're gonna put it right in the center of that peephole, and then we're gonna tighten these two bolts down with a 10mm wrench. All right, with our line clamped in place, we can go ahead and select our operation 1 on this two-sided die. Now, it's very important to get the right operation first, otherwise you're gonna be cutting and reflaring. Trust me, I've done that. Lucky for you, it's handily labeled. We are going to run this guy in until he bottoms out on the die itself. And boom, solid impact. We were all the way down on our first operation. Now I just have to back it out, flip it around, and we'll do operation 2. All right, operation 2, once again, gonna run it in until we hit, and boom, we are done. All right, there we have it. Beautiful flared end. Our fitting fits on there excellently. Again, there will be a link down in the description of this video if you want to check it out and get yourself one. Let's get this guy put on the wheel cylinder, get him bent up. We have our brake line cut roughly to length. We're ready to continue bending. Now there's another tool that I want to bring up. Now I know I said you can bend this by hand and make it look nice that way, but sometimes when you need a really tight 90-degree bend, you need a good tubing bender. And this honestly is one of the best affordable tubing benders I've ever found. So I'm going to use it right here for this diff housing to give me a nice sharp kick up, because this is potentially seeable if Jesse hits any crazy railroad tracks, and I don't want somebody else looking at his diff going, oh, who bent those brake lines? Rest in peace, those nice straight lines I made. And I'm going to do just a little more than a 45 for what we're doing here, and then it's going to arch over this differential housing. But that gives me a nice neat bend. It's not kinked, there's nothing weird about it, it's not even wrinkled. All right, with that, I'm going to continue getting this all bent into shape, and we will see you for the final flare. All right, we've got our line just about lined up with where we want it. Now it's time to do our second flare. So I'm going to finish up this line by flaring this end with our Capri tool, plug it in, tighten everything down, and then all we'll have left to do is bleed these rear brakes. And then we can move on to something else. I think our steering valve is all cleaned up out of the solvent tank, so after this we're going to hop up there and tackle that little project. All right, I've done a little bit of Googling on our valve spool just to see how it comes apart, just so I know what I'm doing roughly. And what I found was there is an adjusting nut in the end of this valve spool. Now I think that would help us adjust our end-to-end play. See, this I believe is what we were fighting, that wiggling side to side with no adjustment.
That'd probably take up a bit of our play, but like at the same time, as you can see on that weird brass bushing right there, that thing is really worn out and ridged, so she's gonna need replaced.
Yeah, we do have the rebuilding kit. I don't want to take this off ever again. We will probably just go through this thing, clean it all up, reseal it while we're here.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to fix it.
We'll make it different.
We'll make it different.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta throw that in the bolster, mate. Look, it's all cleaned up and everything. I hit it with a brake clean this morning.
Wow.
That's right, our heat-resistant, chemical-resistant Bolster bolt organizer from Bolster, which is great for organizing all your bolts. We're definitely going to be using this later when we do our timing cover. Because the best part about these is you can draw out whatever shape. If you're doing a rear end or a timing cover or a cylinder head with different length bolts, you can draw it out in the honeycomb. And if you don't like the blue, no problem, because they've got a red and a green as well. These guys right here are little tags that you can label and stick in there. Use a dry erase marker, use it over and over. These are their contractor bolsters. They got a magnet and they hold drill bits really nice and have a carabiner. Besides their regular mats, they have one of their best sellers, the Bolster Tray. This has edges, as you can see. It is excellent for storing bolts. And once again, I've said it already, but demonstrate that chemical resistiveness. You know how harsh brake clean is on everything. Give her a wipe, sir. Doesn't give a heck. And if you're really looking to go big or go home, Bolster offers whole toolbox drawer trays. This one's made in collaboration with Anderson PDR, and they have a blue one, which is of a similar design there. Those are great for holding sockets and stuff in your toolbox. And one of my favorite features of these is every time we're doing a build, we can fill them with bolts, and if we get delayed and have to go to a different car, we can just pick the whole thing up and throw it in the car. In fact, pretty much everything sitting over there has a bolster in it with all of the parts from wherever we left off. If you guys want to check out some of these for yourself, you can do so on bolster.com. They have a great lineup of products. Go check them out. All right, let's get back to work.
Oh, yummy. There's also a seal.
Was.
There he is. Yeah, you see how he's got all this looseness under that spring? I don't think it's supposed to be like that. Alright, I'm going to tighten this up a little bit just to see if he does what I think he does. Boom. Now there's very minimal end-to-end play as compared to before. It was...
So once again, don't need to buy the expensive thing. We can just adjust the steering box.
Potentially.
And I believe 67 Mustang, Cougar, all the 60s up to the 67 cars ran this as well. So if you have this style of power steering and it's loose as hell, tighten that guy up.
Yep.
Or throw the $28 kit in it and tighten that guy up. Which we should also mention, you don't even have to take that off the car technically. There's plenty of access to it right there. Just pop those two end screws off that guy.
I think that's most of the issue we had. We don't have our floppy up and down problem anymore. It's mostly gone.
Wow.
I mean, it's still going to have
a touch of play, but
touch
still
of play,
miles better.
That is so much better.
Alright, well, let's throw a rebuild kit in anyway because it was $28.
Right.
Lots of bits and pieces.
My God, is there ever.
Man, that thing is gross inside.
Yes, it is.
It's also missing some seal or something there.
I don't know what that guy is. It's not much of him, huh?
No. Oh, by the way, be cautious of buying this kit off Amazon. The same part number O'Reilly's gives. Apparently, if you buy it off Amazon, it doesn't come with any of the part you actually need to replace each time.
Valve spool.
So that should float in the middle most of the time.
Yep.
When you're driving, right? And then you turn left, and then you turn right. That's when pressure gets fed out of either of these, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I'm no doctor.
Yeah, don't look at me. I can't even read. All right, let's get this thing ripped open, see what we have, see what we can replace, and we'll be back. All right, as you can see, these are our old components. They all had a bit of wear, not a ton. The biggest thing was the brass sleeve that's in there. That had a lot of wear, and we don't have a new one, so good luck. Anyway, everything's cleaned up and re-greased, so back together she goes. This is the first time we've done this, so we're kind of learning as we go here. There is a great video, though, that Angus has been referencing the whole time, and it is by, oh boy, Daryl?
Maybe.
Daryl.
Sorry, Daryl.
Sorry. He made a great video on how to rebuild these, so if you're curious to how to do this yourself, check that out. I'll link it up here and in the description. Okay, I think this side is good to go. So let's continue with your side.
I just have to continue removing shadow. I just have to continue removing our reaction valve. It just went black for a second.
Like you just had a reaction valve.
I gotta remove our reaction valve, just clean that guy up a little bit, and then I'm ready to start reassembling.
All right, for the video's instructions, here is the force half rebuilt. This one just deals with grease, so nothing really high tolerance here. Angus is working on the hydraulic half, though. That one deals with power steering, hence why he's using power steering fluid to lubricate it. And he's replacing all of our seals and stuff gingerly. Going pretty good?
I don't know. We'll find out. It looks like it came apart, so that's all I can give you. Yeah, I think that will do it right there.
Hell yeah. Let's marry the two halves together and put it back in the car.
Okay.
Is that it?
I think that's it.
That was actually pretty easy.
I'd say that was $500 of work. I'll take my check, or I take PayPal. I'll do $250 since you did half.
Okay, how about $10 because you haven't put all of it on. You finish it, then we'll talk.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
All right, we'll be right back here tomorrow to stick that in and see if it explodes or works. You have to stick around to find out.
Today's video is brought to you by Good Chop, your #1 source for high-quality American meat and seafood.
As I mentioned earlier, it's finally cooling off in Iowa, which makes it a great day to break out the grill for lunch. And what better thing to throw on the grill than some meat from Good Chop?
It's a good thing I'm hungry. Gee whiz. Oh my god, that is a huge steak.
Good Chop is a delivery service that brings high-quality American-sourced meat and seafood straight to your door. No longer do you have to deal with grocery stores and their limited selection and hit-and-miss quality, because Good Chop removes the guesswork by delivering vacuum-sealed cuts frozen at peak freshness so your freezer stays stocked and you can cook whenever you want. Good Chop has an outstanding variety. They have over 100 menu items, including USDA choice and prime steaks, 100% grass-fed beef, wild-caught salmon, organic chicken, responsibly raised pork, and so much more. Recently, they've added thick-cut ribeye, thick-cut porterhouse steak, cowboy steaks, and tomahawk steaks to the menu. The selection is constantly growing and constantly full of high-quality cuts. And like I said earlier, this is American-sourced meat. Unlike many other companies, Good Chop sources its meat and seafood exclusively from American farms and fisheries. By choosing Good Chop, you support local family farms and independent ranchers right here in the US of A. As you can see, our pork chops and cowboy steak came out absolutely fantastic, and we had some great meat for lunch thanks to Good Chop.
Good.
So if you guys are ready to sink your teeth into savings, go to goodchop.com/YouTube and use the code JYD50 or click the link in the caption below to get $50 off plus free shipping on your first box. Again, that's goodchop.com/YouTube, code JYD50 for $50 off plus free shipping on your first box.
Good morning, Mr. Goose.
Good morning, Mr. Kevin.
How are you today?
Doing good. I'm putting our steering valve back on the car.
Wow.
It's going on really good. Kevin painted it up last night, so that's the nicest looking part of the car.
That's $1,000 right there.
Yeah, that's
Quite literally.
$1,000. Anyhow, I'm getting that all put back together so we can,
Hopefully have
done.
tight steering.
Yeah.
One thing we do need to fix as well is we have a little play in this guy, so we got to get to our adjustment on our box as well, and then this will have very tight steering. All of our tie rod ends and everything are still tight. They just, aren't aligned correctly.
While we're under here, we'll grease everything too, just to say we did it.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And then our front end will be done. In the meantime, as you can see, I'm pulling the drive shaft, so I'm going to do the U-joints on that while he just gets this all buttoned up, and we'll start moving forward. All right, popping our U-joints out here. Not really seeing anything wrong with these. They're newer. They're greasable. I probably could have just greased those and left them in there. I don't know. This one has the slightest bit of play right there, which is so minimal. I don't know if that's even worth my time. I don't know. What do you think, Goose?
I try not to. It hurts.
Okay, well, I might just put the clips back on this, grease them and put them in. That grease will eat up the rest of that play. These aren't even 10 years old. I think they're just fine. Which, of course, raises the question of, if it's not our U-joints, what in the heck in the rear end's making noise? Oh, boy. Something tells me we're going to be calling quick performance today. All done?
All done. Steering valve is in place. I went ahead and greased up all of our joints up here, so we should be good to put fluid in it and find out that I plumbed it backwards.
That would be pretty funny to see how that worked out.
Yeah, you turn right, and it starts trying to push you left.
In the meantime, I've got our drive shaft back together, and I have the rear seal out of the transmission because that thing was leaking pretty, well, I'm not going to say pretty bad, really bad. Look at the buildup right there. It's like an inch thick. That's incredible. Anyway, Angus and I have done a little digging, and despite there being some loose components in this rear end, it doesn't make any noise. Like, it's probably the quietest rear end I've ever heard. We spun it with the impact, pulled the impact off, let it freewheel. It never once made that noise again, even with brake drums on. So I'm kind of going back to my original theory. I think it's that hubcap flapping around, making that noise.
Yeah, it was tinny and hollow.
And kind of stopped when we got up to speed.
Yeah.
As if something could wobble, and then the centrifugal force of a very lightweight object above 20 mile an hour held it out. You know what a very lightweight, tinny object is that would be affected by centrifugal force?
Those little hubcaps.
That little hubcap. So yeah, O'Reilly's is bringing us a new seal. We're going to throw that in, put this back together, and then put the tires back on, go for a drive again?
Yeah, see if we got rid of that noise.
Yeah, see if we can tighten up our hubcaps. Alright, hopefully that'll fix our clunking noise. I've put some electrical tape on this guy to, tighten him up in the rim a little bit, hopefully. And keep that from making any noise. I'm becoming more and more sure this is what it was. Especially when I rolled that tire across the shop and it went clunk, 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 clunk. So yeah, easy fix.
Hopefully.
Alright, so our power steering valve is now much tighter than it used to be. The preload and everything's set correctly. But we still have a bit of play, as you saw, and that, as you can hear, exists in this steering box. Now,
Everyone on the internet tells you, well, you just loosen this nut right here and turn this with a screwdriver or an Allen wrench and that tightens your box. It does tighten the box, but this is not what we generally want to be tightening or need to be tightening. This is your preload on your pinion. We're trying to tighten up the worm gear, which is where most of our play is, and thankfully on this specific car, this is super accessible. There's a big lock ring right here, and then we can turn a nut that goes around this input shaft, and that is going to get rid of most of our play. Sometimes on GM boxes that's on the rear, Ford boxes later on it's on the front, but a little harder to get to. But regardless, all steering boxes have that adjustment that no one talks about, and that right there will take all the slop out of your box and save you like $350 on a new steering box.
Or more if it's a Lincoln.
So yeah, let's get a punch, knock that ring loose, tighten that up, and this thing should have steering like new. Okay, there's that guy. And now, we tighten our actual input. I think that's pretty good, maybe a little more. We'll probably want to adjust our thrust as well. From my experience, this has been the one that makes the most difference. It always gets missed. This will, in some scenarios, make a difference as well if this is where your play is. But this does a lot more rotation than this guy. It seems like these, and is larger. So it seems like those like to go first. Let's call that good, eh? Eighth of a turn, maybe. Cool. We'll give our other adjustment a little twist as well. Add a little more preload in there. And then both halves of our steering box will be tightened up, and this thing should drive like new after an alignment, which is what's next on our list, thanks to these guys right here. This is the Quick Trick Alignment Tool. This is something that you guys can use to do alignments at home yourself. It comes with a couple tape measures, paperwork, and instructions, levels, and everything you need to do an alignment on the front end of the car on your own. Our parts have arrived. We got ourselves a new transmission seal. Let's go ahead and get this guy in place, get a drive shaft in, and then what? Put a new brake switch in, delete the brakes, and we're done underneath?
I hope so.
Minus alignment, I suppose.
Yeah.
But I think we'll be ready to come off the lift at that point. There we go. Okay.
Oh yes, this is not the correct size.
Well, it's bigger than 7/8, I'll tell you that much. You know what will fit it?
Yeah.
Yeah. If that doesn't do it, nothing we own will.
Yeah, I can't get the big pliers in here. Who put this in such a confined space? Just breaking them off.
Oh, yep. Back to regular tools, and that does it.
The big pliers loosened it up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I like
sure.
that. For sure.
I just didn't want to hurt it, you know? I was ready to rip the firewall out of the car.
Well, that's gone. Well, good news, we fixed your brake lights. Bad news, there's a strange rattle up by the everywhere, actually. Dumb. Not gonna lie, this one feels different. It feels lighter than that one sounded.
Well, that one was attached to a socket, so...
Oh!
Yeah, I dropped the whole thing. Yeah, looks just like the last one, wherever that one is. Rest in peace.
If only we had a socket to install this one.
Tragic. It's truly tragic. Alright, good luck, Jesse. Alright, you're joining us for the last bit of bleeding on these brakes. Jesse, go down.
Down.
Up.
Up.
Down.
Down.
And up. Sweet. Brakes are all bled up, no more air in these lines, so we should be good to go on brakes. Let's pop behind the car real quick, see if our new brake light switch fixed our, brake light problem. Hit the brakes. Hey, brake lights work.
Hey, I've never had those.
Wow, that's probably not a good thing to admit on camera.
I mean, I've totally always had lights.
Good job. All right, now we're to the point where we can drop the car on the ground. I can finally do that alignment properly. And we should be good to go on a test drive, I think.
Ooh.
Survey says...
It's wrong.
You're kidding. 76 1/4 up front.
75 3/4 in the back.
Wow.
We're out by a 1/2 inch of toe, so the front tires are pointing out by about a 1/2 inch.
And we usually
difference.
want a
Just-
few degrees of...
Honestly,
toe
you want
in.
a few degrees of toe in. That
Yeah.
way it speeds the drag on the tires and the pavement pull any looseness out of the suspension and the steering. Give you a straight angle. So this is very bad. Very bad, bad, bad. This is a good quick alignment tool. You can go really in depth with the alignment on this actually if you set it up real nice. Like you can set this whole T up to your camber and just science. Well, actually, you can just measure camber with an angle gauge,
Which they include.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks to QuickTrickAlignment.com for sending this. This is for trucks with big wheels. I think I bought this for the Le Mans years ago and ended up not using it because I figured out I just needed longer ball joints on that. Angus has used this a bunch in the past. He's gotten pretty good at it. Him and his new Richardson sticker. That's a fresh Junkyard Digs shirt, son.
You're damn right.
Where'd you get that at?
JunkyardDigs.com.
JunkyardDigs.com.
Not actually. I went up the street to our merch guy.
No, it was JunkyardDigs.com.
You can just go up the street to the
No, you cannot. You have to go.
Down 36 degrees.
JunkyardDigs.com. Check out all the hats, koozies, stickers, all the stuff that you'll ever want. Give us a spin. Let's see the rest. Which one you got? Oh, the OG corporate logo. That's nice. What do I have? Discontinued merch. Which, by the way, we got a billion questions about this. It's very complicated, and it's taken us years to try to figure this out because it's so complicated. But the international shipping is coming, I promise. And when it does, all these limited time shirts will be made available again for a limited time for anyone that did not get the chance to buy them. So keep an eye out for that, junkyarddigs.com. Give us a couple months, probably. I'm sorry, it's such a pain in the ass. It was working, then it wasn't, then it was, and then ugh. All right, we're moving right along here. Angus is making his adjustments while he's, fixing our toe and alignment. He's also leveling our steering wheel, so we won't drive down the road at a 20-degree angle anymore. Weird. Going pretty good.
Yeah, it's going pretty good. These adjusters were just really stuck, so had to break those loose, but they're going now.
While he's doing that, I'm in here taking off our exhaust manifold. As you may remember, the driver's side leaked really bad, and I have some spare 302 gaskets, so we're going to throw those in here and get this sealed back up. Alright, let's see just how bad that thing is. I found 3 loose bolts while taking this off. Surprise, surprise. It might have leaked because of those. You bastard. Yeah, sure enough, the one with the loose bolts leaked. This is supposed to be a multi-layer gasket. It was. The rest is like gone. Look at just the perforated tin center.
Huh.
Well, I know exactly what to do with that. And go get a new one. Yeah, this is what they're supposed to look like. Alright, let's get him in place. There we go. That was actually way easier than I thought it was going to be. Figured that'd be potentially a nightmare, but nah, that was like a 5-minute job. New gaskets on. Alright, last thing at this point is wait for Ames to get the alignment done, and then we're going to roll this outside and dump the coolant into a jug so we can save it. And we got to pull that timing cover off because that guy right there, yeah, that don't look very good in there. We're never going to get that to seal. Alongside that, I've also fixed our throttle table. It's held on with the zip tie. No longer is it held on with the zip tie, but now properly pinned. And we've oiled all the door hinges and done some other small stuff in the meantime. Oh, another thing I could do. I bet I could hook up the vacuum advance for even more mileage. Alright, well, I went through all the effort to get a little piece of hardline on here so we'd adapt it to the newer Holley carburetor this car has. And unfortunately, as you can see, no matter how much I pump, this thing refuses to build vacuum because their vacuum diaphragm inside here is junk. So, the vacuum advance does not work properly on this. So we are missing a bit of mileage there. Thankfully, you can replace those vacuum advance canisters. I wonder if I have an old one laying around back there. Well, that's different.
Sure is.
Some progress has been made, as you can see. We have our accessories off, and we're basically down to the timing cover already. Down to our water pump. We've got our harmonic off. We've got our fuel pump off, as you can see. Ooh, boy. Are we actually running into a corroded water pump bolt? We've done a lot of Fords lately, and we're always like, careful of those, timing cover bolts. We might break them off. And they've all been fine until right now.
Well, that one just came off real. These two were really loose. Coincidence that this is the side that leaks?
They both leak.
All right, well, no coincidence then there. All right.
This is that point where we can turn a 30-minute job into a 3-hour job. Easy dozer. Snap. go. Yay! It's gonna be a quick job after all, for sure.
Quick, easy video, right?
Yeah. Honestly, it hasn't been bad. We've done kind of a lot of, I don't want to say maintenance, but stuff that this car has needed for a long time and it never received. Basically making a marketplace find into a drivable car.
Yep. Runs and drives, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, kinda.
There we go. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad, not too pitted. That's not RTV though, that's just like bathtub caulk. And it's got marble ramps. Look at that.
Whee! Whee! Too bad we don't have any marbles. All we've got is that sweet bouncy ball we got in the 98 all those months ago.
Angus's favorite toy around here.
It's my stress reliever.
Alright, there we go. That's the shape of our timing cover and the different bolts it has. Thank you, Bolster, for keeping those straight. That is our water pump and the different bolts it has. All drawn out in the exact shapes they sit on the motor. Go ahead, Mr. Goose, give her the yoink.
Oh, our oil dipstick is still bolted on.
Oh, damn it. So close to great success.
One dough away. Ta-da. 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 Wow. Every damn time.
Oh yeah, look at this. That was never, ever, ever gonna seal.
What? You're kidding.
Yeah, they're bathtub caulk and newspapers. Didn't work very well, huh?
Sure we had to do all this just to check the oil? I mean, it's textbook full.
Yeah. You know, I have to say, as inconvenient it was, they used, I don't know, blue Elmer's glue, bathtub caulk, whatever it is. It comes off really easy, like all the gaskets never actually even tried to seal to it. So you can just, you know, grab the gasket and pop the whole thing off, just like that. But it would have been even more convenient had they used RTV and done this correctly, because I wouldn't have to be here right now. So, you know, yeah, look at that. Just boop, the whole thing's gone. Good lord. So yeah, fun stuff. Once I get this cleaned up and good to go, we'll properly re-gasket and seal this and get it back in place. Alright, it's been a little bit. We have our timing cover and our block both cleaned up. As you can see, I just finished applying some RTV to both sides. This is gray RTV because it's all we have in the shop right now. It's 1 minute, so it'll work just fine. The 1 minute shit is okay. I prefer the 90 minute. The stuff about the 1 minute RTV is it's very, very, very thick and very strong at bonding. So, on vehicles like this, where as you can see here, we have a lot of pitting, it's actually going to work out pretty well. But God forbid you ever have to remove it, you're going to need a sledgehammer and a chisel. Alright, we also have, we've got a new lower seal, new lower gaskets here, new harmonic balancer seal in place. Should be good to go. Let's throw it in the car. Come here, Angus.
No. All right, while Kevin's cleaning his paws, I'm going to put this in because it is setting up already.
It's going to be hard to see in this one, but we have other engine builds where we show it really well. I think that boat engine swap we tried the first time on that 86 bullnose, link right here, that one shows it really well, but I'm going to put this in and make sure that our seal isn't offset to one side and there's a gap and a lot of pressure on one side of our seal, or else it'll eat the seal and leak really bad. So before we go tighten anything, we're going to center that first and then drop everything into place with enough tension to hold it right where it is. Usually your pan bolts need to pull it down, but make sure you don't go too far. Alrighty, there we are. Our timing cover's in place, sealed up, and looking good. No more leaks there. Although there is one more thing we need to do to assure that, and that is put RTV on these 4 bolts. There's 4 that go through the water pump all the way into the block. If you don't put any RTV on those, there's a chance that that coolant will A, leak down in here and corrode all this and get them stuck like they were before, and B, leak out past the head of the bolt back here. Right now Angus is cleaning up our water pump, getting that ready for some new RTV and gasket. I'm going to take these over to the bench grinder and clean them up. These are what we're going to be putting RTV on, and as you may noticed, if you look real close, you can see they're completely covered in shit. So yeah, that's from all the coolant and stuff that's been leaking past those threads.
Very observant.
Yes. Takes a keen eye to see that there's basically no threads on this.
Boy, you give our audience a lot of credit for being able to see that.
Yeah, it's definitely out of focus right now. Alright, let's get that sucker in place and wrap up the front of this motor. Wrap up this whole car.
Wrap up this whole video.
Woo! Woo! Alright,
There you go, all gooped up. Yay! For you, sir. Send him home. Bet it doesn't leak anymore.
Well, I bet if we put water to it right now, it'd leak a lot.
Okay, maybe. But once we put the bolts on the rest of the way.
Oh, it's amazing.
Which is exactly what we're going to do next. Put everything back together with TV magic. Ready and done. Ta-da! You gotta love having an off-camera crew, right?
I know, those guys are so fast.
Yeah. As you can see, our accessories and everything are back on. This actually went together incredibly easy.
I know.
It is a 60s car. They have nothing really going on. And as I said in the beginning, not a huge fan of these cars. All of this one, I'll admit, this grew on me. This is as far back as I would go, I think.
Yeah.
Still a large 4-door, comfortable. All the controls and everything are normal. With a small block Ford and a C4 and a regular cooling system and a regular, well, okay, maybe not the power steering, but for the, which actually that, I mean, technically that stuck around to the late 60s.
Yeah.
Mustangs, all that, all ran the same system, so it has a lot going for it to be just like the late 60s car, but in the early 60s. So this thing gets a pass as far as I'm concerned. With that being said, let's fill the coolant up and hit the key, and I think this thing is done?
I think so too.
You son of a bitch. Alright, coolant's going back in up front. One last thing to do back here. And that is to certify this as officially different. Hell yeah. Double immunity right there. This thing is Immortal X2. Suppose it's time we go summon the editor from the office and give him his car back?
Yeah, go get the help.
Wait, hello.
Oh, he's here. Look it. It's your car. Done. You may notice there's absolutely no visual differences to when we started.
Well,
I lied.
it's a little bluer.
Okay, there's the thing you did. Yes. Might you notice the visual differences? Or the differences we've made?
There's a hose.
There is a hose.
It's not as wet and weepy.
True.
The Ooga horn?
No, the brake switch. We never got to the Ooga horn or the fuel level sender or, any of the paint or interior or dirty windshield, but hey, that's all the time we have for this week, folks.
You know what? We did it all in 3
We
days.
said quick and easy, and this was quick.
and easy. The rest, less easy.
Yes.
And that's for this guy to figure out.
Yay.
Good luck.
Well, should we go for a cruise?
Well, I mean, it'd be rude if we don't.
Actually, one last thing before we leave. There's some, well, to say the least, huge rust holes in this car. So, in classic Junkyard Digs fashion, we're going to patch those. 1986 Hardin County. Well, hopefully they're, they'll be in there nice and hard or something. I don't know. Someone apply a joke here.
Imagine it was funny.
Yeah, we'll all remember it was funny, right?
Okay, well, I don't think that one's holding much.
I don't think so either.
There, if we double up. Yeah.
Did it punch the other one through the car? It did.
Angles. Oh man, there's a rust hole lined up with the holes on this. This is hard.
Hard in. There, I did
There's
it.
your joke.
I did it. I made the joke.
I hate this place. Ah, this is a nightmare. Ow! Everybody watch me nail this. Jesus Christ, there's nothing
We're
left
not
in this
nailing
floor.
anything. We're screwing it.
Oh, it's screwed. Screwed up.
We probably...
The first one fell out again. All right, we'll be back. Yay, Angus did it.
We did.
No,
Just had to say something.
Take it all back. When was that thing last licensed? January of 97.
I'm a body man. I just displaced all the dirt that was misshaping it.
There we go. That's what we're looking for.
Oh yeah.
One last thing we have to do before we leave. Your Galaxie is missing a letter.
Yeah.
Here, I have one left over from the Le Mans at some point in time. Yes. Galaxie.
It's so dumb.
Okay, so as you can tell, it won't start. We have no spark. Something I've been staring at, asking questions about the whole time, and decided to finally test is this ballast resistor. Fords don't run ballast resistors. That's some stupid Chrysler shit. They run a resistive wire. Turn the key on, Jess. As you can see, if I put this on our input side, that's already 8 volts. If we go to the output side of the ballast resistor, that's 4 volts. So this does not belong on this car. and honestly, it's a miracle it ever ran. We're going to get rid of that, and we're going to hook this straight to the coil where it's supposed to be, because on Fords they run a resistive wire, which drops the voltage to 9 volts, you know, in the harness. So I'll rewire this, and we'll try it again. All right, there we go. That should be 9 volts to the coil the way it's supposed to be. Let's see if she'll start now. Give her the good one for, sir. Let's check for spark again. Go ahead. Oh. Okay, hard points must have got fouled. Huh. Oh, wait a minute. Our vacuum advance rod was off a little. I wonder if that was holding them open. Would that do it? It may have. Yep, they're working. All right, crank. All right, spark is fixed. It may have been that dash pot arm. Oh my God. Cool. Alternator needs tightened. I think my ear's bleeding. What do you say we go for a late summer cruise?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Look at that. Look at that. There's way less play.
Boy, this thing's a sports car.
That might be a little bit of a push.
I bet we could take any Ferrari on a road course with this thing now.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
as
yeah.
soon as I pit them.
Yeah. You say go, you just left door.
Can't see the thing.
That's a shame. It's too bad you don't have sunglasses. Here, wear
you
these.
wear 'em.
You're gonna kill us all.
No, that's okay. That's about it.
Really hear it? Oh,
So our idle might be a
sad
little low
now.
now.
Yeah, I think the throttle control rod was too short before, and it was holding the idle up. Give us some gas.
I am.
All right, pop the hood. This thing sucks. How have we made it worse?
I don't know.
I feel points again. Let's check for spark, I suppose. Jesse, go crank her. Angus, lick that.
Ready?
Yep.
Ready? Got it.
Got spark. Let me give it a try here. Missing a plug wire or something? Hey, the exhaust leak was better. Got a dead cylinder though, for sure. Did it stumble when it revved? There's way too much fuel. How's our float height?
Oh, it's just right. Middle of the range. Right in the
Weird.
middle of the floor pole.
What the hell changed? But hey, look at this. That's all the play we have now. It's a ton better. Something is very wrong.
Yeah.
It is on 4 cylinders-ish at best. It's on the floor. How the hell? We didn't touch anything.
The only thing I can think of is the dash pod we put on the distributor.
When I took the distributor cap off, I assumed I bumped it, but the rotor was just at a random spot, not actually locked in. So our timing might be like -15. Go throw a timing light on it and try it again?
Yeah.
I agree. That's on the floor.
That's bad.
There come the rest of the cylinders. This is making like 50 horsepower. Alright, let's go check our timing.
Oh yeah, that'll do it. See if you can see this on camera. I don't know if you will be able to because of the, refresh rate and that is bottomed out at negative, I don't know, a few, but that's like negative 25 degrees of timing. That'll absolutely do that. I can't believe that this idles. I want to make sure it's not our vacuum advance pot. The rod was bent a little funny and I watched it pop off once already. Make sure it's not him. It is. Here's our problem right here. See this guy? He keeps flipping off from where he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be right there. Oh, there's supposed to be a C-clip on it that's been missing for 1,000 years. Alright, let's try that first. Vacuum canister is fixed. Go for it. That sounds a lot better already. Hey, look at that. That's actually all it was. The timing is now 5, 12. Man, it sings, doesn't it? Yes, sir, it is. There we go. And now it's 4. There we go. There's some proper timing. Hey, what do you know? It works. Weird. Alright. Let's go for a drive again. That sounds a lot more like it. There we go. Now, does it have any balls this time? There we go.
It's got more than it did before.
That's what we're looking for. No more rear end noise, no more exhaust leak, an engine that runs good, vacuum advance. You can hear the engine's laboring less due to that. No more coolant leaks, and the steering is now nice and tight. There you go, Jesse. Your Galaxie is back on the road. Better and safer than it's ever been.
Well, thank you much,
butter there,
sir.
pal. Yeah, you tell your
thank
folks
you.
I says hi.
Oh, we'll do there, bud.
Does the horn work? Hell no, it don't. We never fixed it. The bell works.
Oh, must be time for dinner.
All right, let's go smash some bugs, 1960s style. Hell yeah. Another one back on the road. With that, we're going to call it a wrap on our quick and easy video on my brother's 63 Galaxie. It really wasn't that bad. No. It's not completely fixed, but it is definitely different than it was when we started. And that's our motto here at Junkyard Digs. Thank you guys very much for joining us on this episode. Best way to support the channel is to check out the merch, junkyarddigs.com. We will potentially see you right here next week for another episode. Peace.
Alright, I don't know if it's fixed, but it's different. Now get the hell out of here.
It's a daily driver. They're never fixed.